Imagine that you are in a bar with a friend catching up, when all of a sudden you bump into someone new and hit it off, chatting about everything from job dreams to where you went to school. Amidst the easy flow of conversation, a comment slips in. You could be really attractive if you styled your hair differently. Initially, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth, but then, all of a sudden, you find yourself oddly keen to keep impressing them, chasing approval that moments ago you didn't even know you wanted. It's an odd feeling, emerging from a throwaway remark into a silent drive for validation, all unfolding over drinks at a bar. You might not know it, but you've just been hit by a dark psychology trick, a manipulation method that we'll be diving into later in the video. Dark psychology is a new trend quickly growing on the internet, focusing on using psychological tactics to manipulate people. In today's video, we're going to talk about the most common manipulation methods for awareness, so you don't get tricked. We've made a super detailed video about this topic, so be sure to check it out and hit subscribe for more interesting content. Stay informed and protect yourself by understanding these tactics used in everyday interactions. So, let's start with our review of these techniques. Number 1. Gaslighting. Ever find yourself questioning events you were almost certain happened? Gaslighting is a crafty form of mental manipulation where manipulators challenge your recollection of events, big or small, sowing seeds of doubt in your mind. This tactic can make you question your sanity and perception of reality, slowly eroding your confidence in your memories. The danger of gaslighting lies in its subtlety. It's often woven into conversations in a way that seems benign at first glance. Over time, victims may find themselves relying on the manipulator to define their reality, losing trust in their judgment and perceptions. It's a psychological maze that can be difficult to navigate without external affirmation. To combat gaslighting, it's essential to keep a record of your experiences and conversations, providing a source of truth you can refer to when your memories are called into question. Number 2. Love bombing. Picture being engulfed in a whirlwind of affection, compliments, and praise, only for it to abruptly turn into demands and control. Love bombing uses intense affection as a lure, transforming into a method of manipulation once the emotional hook is set. Spotting the difference between genuine affection and manipulative love bombing can be tricky. The shift from adoration to control can be jarring, leaving the target disoriented and unsure of how to respond. This technique preys on the human desire for connection and validation, turning it into a weapon of emotional conquest. The aftermath of love bombing can leave individuals questioning their worth and the authenticity of their relationships. Establishing strong personal boundaries and maintaining a sense of self outside of the relationship are crucial defenses against love bombing. Number 3. Negging. Receiving a compliment that somehow makes you feel inadequate or less confident is a classic negging move. This tactic is deliberately designed to lower your self-esteem, thereby increasing your dependence on the manipulator's validation. Recognizing these veiled insults is key to preserving your self-worth and understanding that genuine compliments don't make you question your value. Negging thrives in environments where one's self-image can be easily destabilized, social, professional, or romantic settings. By subtly eroding confidence, the manipulator creates a dynamic where the victim seeks their approval, mistaking it for genuine interest or affection. Building a strong sense of self-worth and surrounding yourself with supportive, affirming people can help shield you from the impacts of negging. Number 4. Triangulation. Feeling like you're suddenly in a competition for someone's affection because a third person is brought into the scenario? That's triangulation. It's a manipulative tactic to create jealousy and rivalry, making you fight harder for the manipulator's approval. Triangulation can manifest in various forms, from subtle mentions of an ex-partner to overt comparisons with colleagues or friends. The intent is always to destabilize and control by exploiting insecurities. Victims of triangulation often find themselves in a relentless pursuit of the manipulator's favor, losing sight of their worth in the process. Recognizing the signs of triangulation early can help you step back and assess the healthiness of the relationship, encouraging a reevaluation of its value in your life. Number 5. Silent treatment. When someone refuses to speak to you as a way to express displeasure or exert control, that's the silent treatment. This manipulative tactic uses the lack of communication to punish, leaving you anxious and willing to do anything to mend the silence. Understanding that this behavior is a form of emotional manipulation is key to addressing it healthily. The silent treatment isolates its victims, making them feel unworthy of communication and resolution. It's a power play intended to establish dominance by withholding affection and acknowledgement. To counteract the silent treatment, it's important to communicate your feelings clearly, asserting your need for open and respectful dialogue. Number 6. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Ever made a decision because you were afraid of being left out? That's FOMO at play. Manipulators use this fear to push you towards actions that serve their interests, not yours. FOMO exploits our social instincts and the innate desire to belong, turning them into levers of influence. This manipulation can lead to uncharacteristic decisions that prioritize group inclusion over personal values or well-being. Recognizing and affirming your decisions, regardless of others' choices, can help you combat the pressure of FOMO. Cultivating a strong sense of self and focusing on what truly fulfills you can diminish the power FOMO has over your choices. Number 7. Bait and switch. Promised something fantastic only to have it switched out for something far less appealing? That's the essence of bait and switch. It's a tactic designed to lure you in with an attractive offer, then switch it up once you're committed. This trick plays on trust and the natural reluctance to back out of a commitment, even when the terms have drastically changed. Victims of bait and switch often feel betrayed and confused, struggling to reconcile the initial promise with the reality. Awareness and a willingness to walk away when terms change are vital in avoiding this manipulation. Number 8. The foot in the door technique. This technique begins with agreeing to a small request, which then leads to agreeing to larger ones. This technique plays on your desire to stay consistent with your commitments, gradually increasing the stakes. Being aware of this gradual escalation can help you maintain your boundaries and prevent manipulation. The manipulator counts on your initial compliance to make it harder for you to say no as requests grow. It's a slippery slope that can end in significant, unwanted commitments. Practicing assertiveness and setting clear boundaries from the outset can help safeguard against being gradually manipulated into a corner. Number 9. Projection. Projection is when someone offloads their negative traits onto you, making you the villain in their story. It's a deflection tactic that manipulators use to shift blame and keep you off balance. Understanding that these accusations often reflect the manipulator's own issues is crucial in defending against projection. This tactic can be particularly disorienting, as it attacks your sense of identity and fairness. Victims of projection may find themselves on the defensive, compelled to prove their innocence against unfounded accusations. Grounding yourself in your truth and seeking objective perspectives can help dispel the distortions projection creates. Number 10. Information overload. When you're flooded with so much information or so many choices that making a decision becomes overwhelming, that's information overload. This tactic is used to paralyze your decision-making process, making you more susceptible to influence. Information overload overwhelms the cognitive process, making it difficult to differentiate between what's important and what's not. The manipulator benefits from your confusion, steering you towards choices that benefit them. Taking a step back to simplify your choices and focusing on what truly matters can help you navigate through the overload. Prioritizing your needs and seeking clarity before making decisions are essential strategies for combating information overload. Knowing these tactics can help you stand up for yourself and keep your feelings safe. Always trust how you feel, and don't be afraid to set boundaries or ask for help from friends and family. If you learned something new today, give this video a like, share it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe. We're all in this together, learning how to keep our emotions safe and strong. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.